You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and repeat offender.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back.
Jay Kaplan is in the house.
And happy to be so.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today. Now we celebrate, well, you know, Jay and I share this one, we share several different issues. But, you know, celebration, that means food, right, Jay?
Always.
Now, I have shared with you many times before, I'm Jewish. Have you ever realized that in Judaism, every holiday, every prayer, you know, every event, they all start and end the same way. They start with Baruch and they end with food. Right? It's just the way it is, right? Everything, it's always the same.
Baruch food.
Yeah, there you go. So today's St. Patrick's Day. So what would St. Patrick's Day be without food?
Food.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
Right
great.
now, and a little Beano to top it off, but that's a different story. Right? But corned beef and cabbage, are you going out for St. Patrick's Day?
I love it. And we'll probably make it at the house.
Making it at the house. Okay. I'm thinking I can't figure out where to go. I don't know whether it's head over to, I know that the House of Blues has an event tonight for St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if at the House of Blues Foundation Room, I don't know if it's going to have any food involved. It'll probably have green alcohol.
Always.
Yeah, green beer, green chartreuse. If you've ever had green chartreuse, that's a tough one. They might even make a martini that's green. I don't know. Put a lot of options there. Your Belinda has a couple places. Might go. Where do you? You're going to stay at the house. You've been protecting yourself recently.
Yeah, well, I used to be a bartender at a place called Hula Hands.
Were you really?
Which is actually where I met my wife.
Wow.
And St. Patrick's Day, we're
should probably never go back there again.
Crazy. Oh, they tore that building down and put up Carl's Jr. Actually, one in Newport Beach.
So is that after you left there was never going to be the same?
There was no reason to continue.
I remember Hula Hands. Probably not as far back as you go, though.
No, I go way.
They probably wouldn't have let me in back then because I was probably too young.
Oh yeah, right.
So I'm just trying to figure out where's a good spot for corned beef and cabbage. I know there used to be a German restaurant right around the corner from here. They're gone now.
Oh.
But I digress. Let's see. Let's move right along. See what's going on in the markets. Well, the Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 56 points. Got it. The S&P 500 up 9. NASDAQ up 8.73. It's all to be expected. I mean, they were down early in the day. They're up now. Why? Well, yesterday they were up a lot. Markets liked what Jerome Powell had to say. I'm not sure. The markets understand it. The average person might be getting misled by the media. But is that a surprise to anybody that the media would be surprising them?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So why do I say the media is surprising them? Well, talk about the idea that the Federal Reserve increased interest rates. But here's the thing. The Federal Reserve has nothing to do with mortgage rates. Now, indirectly, things pass through, but the Federal Reserve controls the Fed funds rate. That's a distress rate. So why is that a distress rate? Well, when the banks need to borrow money on an overnight basis and they can get money nowhere else, they go to the Federal Reserve window and they borrow money on an overnight basis from the Federal Reserve. It's a last resort bank. So the Fed funds rate was at 0. Now it's at 0.25. Big deal. Is that going to matter a lot? Well, it's had some effect already this morning, but probably not the way the average individual is going to have thought that it would have had an effect. What has it done? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it has created an inverted yield curve. Now you look at Ron, what the heck is an inverted yield curve, and why is that important to us? Well, an inverted yield curve almost always, I hate to use the word always, but it's always, tells us there's a recession on the horizon. Now, I've been telling you that there's a recession on the horizon, but when you have an inverted yield curve, well, that's the market saying there's a recession on the horizon. Now, is that good or bad? Well, the answer to that is it depends, right? Because if you're thinking about refinancing your house, well, a recession generally means that interest rates are going to drop. If you own a house, a recession generally indicates property values are going to increase. Most people aren't going to talk about that. Because why don't people talk about that? Well, young people remember one recession, and that was in 2008. They don't even think about the recession of 2020 right before the pandemic. They don't think about that one. They think about 2008. Did property values drop? Trick question. Did property values drop? Did the recession cause property values to drop? No, not in 2008. Did property values drop in 2008? Yes, 19.7%. But that's what caused the recession. The recession did not cause property values to drop, right? Real estate caused the recession, so it's an anomaly. It doesn't count. Go back to 1960. I know, Jay, you go back that far.
Yeah, I was pretty old then.
So back to 1960, basically every recession since 1960, with the exception of one, real estate values increased. Other than that, 2008, which caused which I just told you was the cause of the recession. And the 1 year that real estate values, or the one recession where real estate values dropped, guess what? They went down 1.9%. Does that matter? No, it's irrelevant. 1.9% is, I know some people it's going to say it's a lot of money, but 1.9% is not a huge amount of money in the scope of things. So in 1991, yes, real estate values did go down because of the recession. In 2008, real estate values went down, causing a recession. Big difference. So right now, how do you make use of this information? Is this another piece of Ron Siegel Radio useless trivia? No. Here's what you need to do right now. Give a call to our team, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Do a debt analysis review. Look at all of your debts. And I'm going to say something to you that's going to be really, really counterintuitive. Jay's been doing loans longer than I am alive, so I'm going to go back to Jay here. So here's the issue. Go back to your days of doing the forward mortgages.
Oh yeah.
So do a cash out refi. It's a higher priced refi.
Correct.
Than a rate and term.
Right, because which way the money is going,
Right.
basically.
Okay, so I'm going to suggest go and do a debt analysis and see if it's right for you. I don't know if it's right for everybody. We can tell you, all you have to do is send a schedule of your debts, the amount you owe total, the interest rate, and your payment, your minimum payment, whatever you're making monthly payment. Send that to RJ at RonSiegelRadio.com, RJ at RonSiegelRadio.com. We'll do a full analysis for you. You consider the cash out refi, but here's the trick. Get a higher interest rate than the market rate is. And if you want to understand why you want a higher interest rate, you got to continue listening to Ron Siegel Radio, because we're going to tell you when we come back, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, the markets. Jay Kaplan's going to talk to us about a specialized loan product. Did your dream home just come on the market? All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Why is a high interest rate good for you? We're going to tell you when we come back.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it to you every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's see what the markets are doing right now. And again, if you're listening to us on our ABC News and Talk AM 1490, the video feed or the audio feed, please know we record the programs every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you'll be able to announce yourself. Give StreamYard the ability to show us who you are when you make a comment. Feel free to share comments in there. We look at them. Sometimes we read them. Sometimes we don't. I've got an uncle in Nigeria that posts in a foreign language sometimes. So sometimes we don't know those. But hey, let's see what the markets are doing as we speak right now, broadcasting first thing in the morning. Dow Jones Industrial Average up 56.5. The NASDAQ is pretty much flat, up 0.47. Oil's up $7.75 a barrel. That is painful. The state now is talking about sending a check to everybody who files a tax return for $400. They think that that's going to help with our gas prices. I don't know why the guys that own Teslas need it, but hey, I guess that's just a way of giving money away. Or I don't know. I digress. Let's get back to what we're talking about here with the Mortgage Minute. So the 10-year Treasury is down 3 basis points. The mortgage-backed securities are up 16, meaning rates are down a little bit. Jobless claims came out. Unemployment benefits, very first time, reported 214,000 claims last week. Decrease of 15,000 from the previous report of 229, below expectations of 221. Housing starts for February reported at 1.769 million unit pace, up 112,000 from last month's revised report of 1.657. Housing permits, a good indicator of future starts, decreased by 1.85 million. That's not good. Down 36,000 from last month's revised report. We're watching all of that for you. I'm gonna tell you that's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. I already told you that the Fed hiked rates by a quarter yesterday, but I want to close this loop, and then we're going to chat with Jay Kaplan. Why do you want a higher interest rate on that debt consolidation loan right now? Well, here's the issue. If you listen to the last segment, I told you that a recession means lower interest rates. You're going to want to refinance into a lower rate product once we get into the recession. So why would you want a higher rate now? Well, let's just take a look at it. And I'm going to share with you that this morning, as it happens every Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time, Freddie Mac came out and told us that their mortgage market survey said interest rates are at 4.16%. That was up from 3.85. I haven't seen that big a jump in a long time in their weekly number. But if you're a regular listener of Ron Siegel Radio, you know that that's a fake number, right? Why is it a fake number? I don't know why it's a fake number. I just know it's a fake number because I get information every morning from Optimal Blue. They have a 35% market share of the loan origination business in the United States. So if you remember, I just said Freddie Mac came out at 4.16%, and you have to pay 0.8 of a point to get it. But Optimal Blue says yesterday, the average conforming loan was locked at 4.522%. So Freddie Mac says one thing today. Optimal Blue, which actually locks the loans, says 4.522. That's where the real interest rate is. Now, why do you want a higher interest rate? Well, you want to get a higher interest rate because you want your lender to pay all the fees. Appraisal, title, escrow, transfer, tax, whatever you can get them to pay. Why? Well, because your payment will go up a little bit over a standard rate, but it won't go up enough to offset the cost of those fees that you can get the lender to pay with a higher interest rate, knowing that your game plan is to refinance when the rates are lower next year. If you want to understand that better, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Can't go through the whole thing as strategy for you specifically on air, but just understand that when you look for the lowest interest rate, you might be hurting your family. I'm just going to throw that out there. Did I say anything wrong, Jay? I mean, you've been doing this for 100 years. Did I miss anything there?
Yeah, you missed the fact that it's 120 years, not 100 years.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
So, I mean,
no, you're absolutely right. And, with like a reverse mortgage, which is what I have on my home, because it's the best loan possible, I I'm
For
looking
people
forward
that are
to
really,
rates.
really old.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to rates going up because my line of credit will grow that much faster.
Okay.
And that's not exactly what you're talking about here, but there are other benefits to higher rates.
So those people that are out there just looking for a rate,
yeah,
it's pretty foolish because, and I say this, it's my line, my opinion, my show.
it is.
If you're listening to somebody that just gives a rate and doesn't know you or your scenario or your time horizon or your goals, your objectives, I'm going to say, I don't know if it's one word or if it's is a hyphenated word one word or is it two words?
Good question.
Malpractice. Right? Because I can make a case for every different rate that for low rates and high rates, I can show you graphically that they're all good for you, depending upon you.
Yeah, it depends on what you are looking for, what your family needs are.
So now that I've told you that about 90% of the world is saying the wrong thing about rates, let's go to the next thing that I'll tell you that probably 80% of the world is saying wrong. Right? Because you're going to probably talk to your friends, neighbors, bridge club, and you ask them and you say, what do you think about a reverse mortgage?
Uh-oh.
And they're going to all tell you, don't do it. It's dumb. I'm going to go to an article I saw this week online on HGTV's website.
Oh.
And Jay and I are going to talk about this, but I'm going to give you 5 bullet points that they gave us. And out of the 5 bullet points that they gave us, 5 of them are wrong.
Is that all?
Every one of them were wrong. And they wrote a whole article on this. They wrote a multi-page article, some Yahoo on HGTV. They have it on their site. So I'm going to give you all of them, and then Jay and I are going to talk about them. Number 1, be aware of upfront and extra fees. Well, what if there are none? Number 2, does your spouse own your house? Well, we're in California. It's a community property state. Number 3, a reverse mortgage should be a last resort and not a first resort. Well, I guess if you like to pay high taxes and be stressed, that might be right. Number 4, be skeptical of a credit line option. Yeah, why would you want liquidity? That doesn't make sense. The earliest age you can take out a reverse mortgage is age 62. So now if I was planning this properly, I would have had my buzzer on overdrive, right? I mean, because these guys don't know what they're talking about. They're authors. Let's talk to Jay Kaplan before I lose my brain here. Jay, help. Let's just start with number 1.
Okay.
Be aware of upfront and extra fees.
There's nothing you have to be super aware of except that there are reasons for most of the fees. Are they much more than what you would pay? Not necessarily for any other loan. There is I think what most people complain about is the FHA insurance. Now remember, there's jumbo loans also without that. But if it's an FHA type loan, which most of them are, there is an insurance fund that you as a homeowner pay into. Is it a lot of money? In my opinion, no, because what you're paying for is, like you had said, the ability.
Well, let me throw this question to you, Jay.
Huh?
Is a Rolls Royce a lot of money?
It depends who it is.
Exactly.
To you and me, it might be.
Right, but the guy that bought it, he said it was worth it. Right? There was some reason.
There's the reason it's the reason that
I don't drive a Ford Escort. I don't even know if they still make Ford Escorts.
I don't know.
I don't drive that. Right. So somebody might look at my car and say, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, and it could be. But maybe it's the right solution for it.
But if there is, and a lot of times these fees can be paid for again by the lender. We just talked about that very intelligently by our host here. But what you are paying for, if you're paying for it, is you're paying for the ability to have your home become, or have some liquid asset become, and it becomes so much more in the way of choices for your future. It's a hedge against, guess what? Inflation. You've got all.
Wait, there's no inflation. The president told us that.
There's so many possibilities
gas
you
prices
can
are up a
have
little.
For your family to better itself. and to make yourself much more stable financially. Is that expensive? No. Is auto insurance expensive? I think it is, because I haven't been in an accident in a long time. So some
Thank
people will
goodness.
tell you that it's not, but figure all the money you've put into it over your life, minus the money they gave you back for an accident or something. And my God, that is expensive.
There you go. And that's a key thing, right? That's a perfect analogy, Jay. What is peace of mind worth?
A lot.
Now, if I would have said to you, Jay Kaplan, because I know you for several years.
Well, that's a good peace of mind. Is a good.
In what is it, 2019. Jay, are you going to need to? Do you need to have a fund set aside for healthcare?
Absolutely.
But in 2019, you had no idea what was coming ahead of you.
No, and a lot was coming.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've talked about it on air, so I'm not sharing anything out of
Yeah,
school.
it's okay. No.
But liquidity, liquidity and the peace of mind that you didn't have to make a mortgage payment.
Right.
Right. And with all that you've been through in the last, couple years, right? Peace of mind is worth a whole lot.
Oh, yes, it is. And I think it helped me get through those health situations.
Right. So we're going to talk more about that part of it. So their comment, there are a lot of upfront and extra fees that get left out in the TV commercials. Well, we have to understand it better. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Reverse mortgages with Jay Kaplan. Did your dream home just come on the market? How to decide which subscription services to keep. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
We're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomedigest.com. I'm sorry, no, it's not. rsrhomescout.com is our new sponsor. RSR Home Scout. Hey, that's a great tool. I love it. You can go on there. There's got a tab on there for buying a house. It's got a tab, so you can actually do home shopping right on there. Not that kind of home shopping. Jay, you remember Home Shopping Network? I think now Amazon took over. I don't even know if they're available around anymore.
I remember the books you'd have the pull-out pages.
That's Columbia House.
Uh,
Josh, do you remember Columbia House? Okay, Josh is at Columbia House or two. Okay,
wow,
so
really,
yeah, so, but where was I? What was I going on? Where was I going with that? Something I get easily distracted. I'm thinking about green beer, I guess, or something. Like
there's plenty of it flowing already.
But Home Scout, that's what I was talking about. rsrhomescout.com. So you can shop for a new piece of property, no advertising. You can see what a market is doing, no advertising. You can see what your home value is, including those big services that you're probably going and looking at. And that'll be one of 4 values that will give you right on there on rsrhomescout.com. And did I mention that it's free? Did I say that it costs you nothing? I might have missed that. Did your dream home just come on the market? Well, if you were subscribing at rsrhomescout.com, you would know if your dream home just came on the market for the first time in a long time. The number of newly listed homes is beginning to rise. In their latest monthly release, Realtor.com reveals the number of existing homes entering the market has increased for 2 months in a row. This comes after 6 months of declines. If you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're looking at a chart. Josh just put it up. New listings making a comeback. So December, 288,000. January, 326. February, 370. However, buying demand is still outpacing housing supply, though the increase in homes coming to the market is great news for prospective home buyers. The number of buyers is still outpacing the number of homes available for sale. As Realtor.com explains in their latest report, quote, during the final 2 weeks of the month, more new sellers entered the market than during the same time last year. However, with 5.8 million new homes missing from the market and millions of millennials at first-time buying ages, housing supply faces a long road to catching up with demand, unquote. In fact, according to the latest showing index, which tracks the average number of appointments received on active listings during the month, buyer demand was greater this January than any other January in the last 5 years. Got another chart showing for you. Showings crush pre-pandemic numbers.
Wow.
This prompted Showing Time to say, quote, the latest data from Showing Time shows a surge in home buyer demand in January. This enormous activity occurred in a month when buyer activity typically slows and followed a historic 2021, where buyer demand across the country was extraordinarily strong, unquote. What does this mean for you? Basically, a home comes to the market, they are quickly being purchased by eagerly awaiting buyers. So even though the number of newly listed homes is increasing, the number of active listings is still shrinking every month because buyers are purchasing homes almost as soon as they come up for sale. That means listings are coming on and off the market so fast that they don't carry over to be counted in the active listing numbers the following month. And we got another graph for you. Active listings drop again. So we're showing that one to you right there. If you're watching us again on RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our social channels, bottom line, when you're looking to upgrade to a home that will better suit your lifestyle, looking to purchase your first house, let's connect so you can stay updated on what's happening in your area and be prepared to move immediately if a home fitting your needs hits the market. Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Get back to our conversation with Jay Kaplan. We're chatting with Jay's our reverse mortgage guru. I learned a lot from Jay.
Thank you.
And not only on reverse mortgage, I mean, Jay's got a lot of insight, a lot of experience. He's been around
Forever.
since the first mortgage.
Was
Not
it?
your first mortgage, but the first mortgage.
Yeah, ever designed.
There we go. So we've been going through this report that came out that I found on HGTV. And it's one of the things that I share with you all the time. You can get a lot of information online. Is it valuable? Is it accurate? Should you trust it? Those are questions you need to answer. This one here, there are a lot of upfront and extra fees that get left out of the TV commercials. What's a TV commercials like? What, a minute? If it'll open your eyes to explore, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't look at a report like this if you're looking to explore, because it's going to give you bad. I'd rather have that commercial that might leave out all the details, because really, Jay, in order to, if I wanted to, if I was old enough to get a reverse mortgage,
Yeah.
if I wanted to do that, I can't get one based on what the commercial said. I can't get one based on what a loan origination, exclusively on what a loan originator says. I have to get that information and then go to a third party.
Right. And you always do. I mean, every single loan application for a reverse mortgage or a proprietary that is a jumbo loan must include a third party interview. It just must. That's for everyone's protection and for your best knowledge.
So that third party is somebody that's been approved by
The
Housing and
government,
Urban Development, by the
By
government.
HUD, yes.
So they've got to be approved by HUD. They're independent. You can't say, go to John Smith.
No,
He's
I
going to give you the right
can't.
information.
Okay.
You have to give
They
them-
ask me all the time who's my favorite, and I have some favorites, but I cannot share that. It's not legal to do so. It has to be third party. I have to stay out of it completely. They pick it from a list that I provide for them.
So you give them a list of what, 10 people? So
yeah,
something like
sometimes
that.
more. Yeah,
So, and you have no idea who they're going to pick.
correct.
And it's probably going to go to a 800 number or something like that, that they're going to get a random operator. So you have no
Right.
idea. Even once they decide where they're going, then they're going to get an operator there or one of the technicians
Mhm.
there who also is approved by HUD.
Correct.
Right. So you're going to get, there's no hiding what's going on is the best word.
Yeah, and these appointments are usually done on the phone, and they're anywhere from, say, 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on what the borrower or potential borrower, I should say, really wants to talk about. There are a lot of things that the counselor will absolutely go through, and then the borrower will have a choice of other items that might be good for them.
Does your spouse own your house?
Well,
Maybe so their comment here is maybe the husband went the old-fashioned route years ago and put the home in just his name, or perhaps you're on your second marriage and you moved into one of your two homes and never thought to put the house into both names. If you're going to do a reverse mortgage, make absolutely sure that both spouses have the house in their name. Now, again, I'm going to question this big time, because I think, and again, my show, my opinion,
yeah,
and I'm not giving you legal advice, the house should be in the name of the trust,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Everybody should have a trust.
So the house is not necessarily in my name or my spouse's name. It's in our family trust's name.
Right.
And then the attorney has helped us set up. So once again, I can tell you from this HGTV article, yeah, they don't talk about that part. In fact, I'm looking through there's 3 paragraphs on this one subject, and the word trust does not
Yeah,
appear.
I bet it's never there, and I haven't read the.
Doesn't appear at all.
But by the way, one spouse can be on title, and the other one does not have to be if they don't have a trust.
Unbelievable. But I mean, again, where's the editor? I mean, I have a publicist who sends me questions all the time and asks me, will you answer these questions for this author? And I do that. Don't charge a thing for it. I give them the information because I want people to have the right information. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. Guess what? I did it again. Josh, we're going to have to push our Your Credit Matters segment back because I talk too much.
No.
You can reach me, though, anytime. Off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I will tell you, the Your Credit Matters segment is brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it's wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solutions. I heard this again at a conference that I was at. They were just talking about this. Well, I get my, and this is from an industry executive. Josh and I had dinner with them on Monday night. Use Credit Karma. Okay, well, Credit Karma is giving you a FACO score. It is not a FICO score. If you want to get a loan for a car or a house, mandates are you need to use a FICO score. So Credit Karma, FACO score, myfico.com. I pay for it just like everybody else. myfico.com if you want to get a true FICO score. And I get updates on my phone every day because I want to understand what changes my score so I can report it to you. That's the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Okay, Jay, you're going to have to hold your chair. Jay Kaplan, our reverse mortgage guru, is in the house. This one just got my blood boiling. I had to go take more extra blood pressure medicine when I saw this because it's such a lie. It is so stupid. It is beyond... it's misleading, it's stupid, it's ignorant, and those are the good things I can say about it.
Yeah, I don't think these people are going out of their way to say bad things. I think they just don't know. They have never taken the time to learn.
So you're right, Jay. Number 3, are you ready for this one, Jay?
Bring it on.
We might have to go get another green beer on this one. A reverse mortgage should be a last resort, not a first resort. Can you believe that one?
Such an idiot. Such an idiot. Such an idiot. Such an idiot.
Even my soundboard knows better than this guy, right? I mean,
Yeah, it should be the first thing you did. Well, it should be first. When you are looking at retirement, you're 60. Somebody else said that when you turn 62, that's your reverse mortgage birthday. And I agree with that 100%, because once you have the reverse mortgage in place, you have all the choices that that reverse mortgage provides for you and your family. And a lot of that lately, anyway, there's been a lot of articles about sequence of returns. And I don't know if you want me to get into that at all, but
what is this sequence of returns?
It has a lot to do with doing it first instead of last. And that is, if you have investments, I have a portfolio. It's a big one. It's just pictures in it, though. But
well, I thought you were talking. You were telling us about your records.
Reaching about 9,000 right now. Anyway, you know, and especially earlier in your retirement, if you're thinking of living off of your investments, annuities, all these other things, you want to be able to make sure that they're going to be there when you need them. So if there's a bad year, let's say maybe right now, we'll see what the rest of the year shows. If at the end of a bad year, instead of taking money out of your investments like you would normally do on a good year, instead you use your backup fund, which is the reverse mortgage, which of course is tax-free. And therefore you leave all of your dollars exactly where they are, because we all know that the market comes back. And this way, you get the benefit of having all those dollars like little workers working for you. And if you want to, when things come back, you can always pay back what you took out. I probably wouldn't. I'd have a good time and enjoy my life. But there is, you know, there's so much more you can do when you get that reverse mortgage now instead of later.
So here's the issue. Let's talk about this part of it. Is the reverse mortgage, and I concur with what Jay's just shared with us tremendously, right? But I'm looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and I'm looking at it on December 31st. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was 36,338. Today, it is 34,211. Not saying anything other than just reporting those are stats. They're not disputable. Why it happened, that you can dispute. But so it's down 2,100 points. Now, on a 36,000, that's give or take 7-8% down. Now, Jay was completely correct. The market goes up, the market goes down. Does it every day, and over the long term, it happens. But one thing that we know that we have to do, if you're a senior citizen, if you're over age 70, April 15th, if you've got a 401k or an IRA, you have to take a mandatory distribution.
Correct.
Right? Or else you get like a 50% penalty from the government. So everyone does that. Yeah. But you want to do that when you want to do that. And I'm going to suggest you want to do that in consultation with your financial planner. Right? Maybe you want to do it because nobody can time the market. Anybody that tries to time the market or tells you they can time the market, they're lying to you, right? So maybe if you've got and I'm just going to do a round number here, Jay. So if you have to do a mandatory distribution, your number is 12,000. Take 1,000 a month. Some months the market's going to be up, some months the market's going to be down, but plan ahead for 1,000 a month, whatever your number is. But you say, Ron, I want to go on vacation. Okay, well, you've got a line of credit, which is the next stupid item that this guy put on here, right? You've got a line of credit that you can take your money from and pay for the vacation. Now, when you get that RMD distribution, can I put that back in my line of credit?
Yes, you can.
So my payment, I can take money and return money optionally.
Whenever you want. It's like your partner with the bank.
So number 4 is be skeptical of the credit line option. Stupid again.
No sense. I don't know where he's even coming from on that.
I mean,
such an idiot. Such an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has no clue. because you this way it helps you. Now you have to look at your own family genealogy for part of this. Why do I say your family genealogy? Well, at age, what is it, 62, Jay, you can start taking Social Security?
Yes.
Every year until age 70, your amount that you get in Social Security increases by about 8%.
Yeah.
So if your family lineage is, well, you die at 63, sorry, I don't want to talk about that, right? You want to take your Social Security right away. If you've got a family history that you live to 120, well, you might want to wait until age 70 and maximize it.
Right.
But you can live off of your
Line of credit.
Right.
Right.
So you've got options.
Right. You can take what's called a term. There's term and tenure, not 10 years, but a tenure. But you can take a set, let's say you're 62 and you want to wait until you're, you're 68. You can take a set amount between those 2 years, the 2 years.
The time period, for that time period.
And you can take that from your line of credit. You can set it up automatically where you just get a check in the mail, and that will take the place of the Social Security that you would have had, except now you get a much greater amount with the Social Security.
And it just baffles me that you can have somebody out there giving this much bad guidance.
It's just common, a reverse mortgage, if you understand it, makes perfect common sense.
The earliest age, number 5, the earliest age you can take out a reverse mortgage is age 62.
Well, as far as the government it's not a government loan, understand it. The government or HUD just controls or administers the insurance fund, but it's individual banks that make these loans, and that fund covers them completely. Also covers you as a buyer, as a borrower, that you will never ever have to face a home that's upside down or underwater, and neither will your heirs.
And that's a big benefit right there too.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of benefits here. And is it right for everybody? I was just saying before we went on air with Jay that I had a lady call me yesterday, asked me about my opinions of the reverse mortgage. And it's, again, her comment, Jay, you tell me what the right answer is. I don't want to talk to this guy from HGTV because he doesn't know squat. She wants to be there for a year. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I would say that a reverse mortgage is not for that person. If she's actually planning on moving in a year, why set up a new loan, have some costs? And if that were if that were a jumbo loan, there probably wouldn't be any costs at all. But still, that's not the right person.
So it's not right for everybody, but for the vast majority of people, it's a great, great product. The problem is that you get yahoos that don't know what the heck they're talking about, right? And they give blanket information instead of putting in legitimate data.
Yeah, can I just show one quick example? And I won't name the company. It's a big lender, and they have been advertising on YouTube like most old people. I'm on YouTube all the time, but they're advertising, get rid of your reverse mortgage and come refinance with us. Well, first of all, we can go on forever of why you would want to get rid of a reverse mortgage. You would not. But you know what? If you wanted to stop your reverse mortgage, you just make the payment. That's all. So why would you go do a new loan at a higher rate that it is now a must? I mean, it's so simple. Just start making payments. You can always make payments on a reverse mortgage.
Isn't that so? So what is the purpose of that? What is the goal of that institution?
Making money
for themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not looking out for the better interest of you. Think about what, and they say this all the time, especially in when you're news stories, right? Or a lot of these different issues. Follow the money.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm going to share with you, a reverse mortgage does create a nice revenue stream for the originator. Allows them to pay fees like we've talked about. Allows them to live and share more information. Yeah. But the bottom line, It's in your best interest.
Yeah. Let me just say that, I'm closing one right now, $3 million loan on the beach, and the borrower paid nothing. Zero.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Great stuff. If you want more information about the reverse mortgage or the jumbo reverse, give us a call 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. I guess I should go with the whole. I kind of goofed that one up, didn't I, Josh? It's as always, we ask you set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all, again, for Ron Siegel Radio. If you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, now I can tell you, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Boss just pushed me over the limit. I'd like to call him something. I think I'll just call it